Okay. Now, guys, dynamic user groups. It's a new feature in. Come on, man, what's wrong now? Okay. So, dynamic user group, guys, it's a new feature in Pan OS 9.1. So, dynamic user groups, what they do, it is known as dynamic user group or DUG. Okay, so DUG is what they do actually. DUGs control access to resource managed by firewall policies actually, including the security policy, authentication policy, and decryption policy. So what does DUG do? This will enable you to create policy rules, okay, that provide protection towards malicious or any user behavior which is malicious. I mean doing any kind of malicious activity, and you have something called as user visibility as well. Okay, so I won't be able to show you in this, I think, because it's there in. Let me actually check. It's there in Panos 8, sorry, 9.1. Mm, Okay, so you can see right now that you have the user over here. Okay, source user. Now, what is HIP profile? So we'll talk about it later. So let's understand a dynamic user group over here. So when you create a policy rule, you can add a dynamic user over here to source user field. So you can actually mention, the names, whatever you defined. Now you can commit your firewall changes after you have created DUG and add it to the policy rule. Okay. So how it is done? So we'll see now. So there are several methods actually. You have to go to, sorry, objects. Okay, and then you have your. I don't think it's there. It's not there. Fine, guys. So it's not there. There's a tab over here, dynamic user group. You can just go ahead and define that. Okay, it's not there. Fine. So let me actually Monday when we are doing the 9.1, then I'll show you dynamic user group. Okay. Now moving ahead. Today I'll just make a note actually that this is pending. So panorama image and TUG in pan was 9.1. I'll show you that on Monday. These three things. So we'll move to the next one, which is your security profiles. Okay. Now security profiles are added to the end of your policy rule. So you will see at the end, or you will see over here, there's something called as profile. Okay, this profile is empty over here, none. So when I click on profile, it has profile groups none. So what is this profile actually? So this profile you can define over here. You have to go to objects, then go to security profiles. Now understand this, guys, that security profiles are added at the end of your security rule. So after a packet has been allowed by security policy, that means whatever you have defined in the security policy, after the packet is allowed, then your Palo Alto firewall will send the packet forward to your something called as security profile. Now this security profile, as you can see, there are multiple context over here: antivirus, anti-spyware, vulnerability, URL filtering, file blocking. Okay, so this security profile, then it will scan for all these features. Okay, so that, I mean, once it is allowed by the security policy, then Palo Alto will actually send the traffic to security profiles, and this profile will scan the packets for threats, vulnerabilities, viruses, spyware, malicious URLs, data exfiltration, exploitation softwares. All right. Now, traffic also can be scanned for suspicious file uploads. Okay. Now, your security profile will contain antivirus, obviously. I'll just show it to you. Okay. So you can see right now this is the default. So this default profile for antivirus, it will detect infected files, transfer within the application protocol. So you can see at the very bottom, guys, right now as we are not using license, you can see at the very bottom it says what? Threat prevention license required for antivirus, anti-spyware, and vulnerability protection for function. That means this one, and this one. These three, you need license, and these are already included with the package. Clear, guys? Now, anti-spyware, it will detect the spyware downloads and command and control traffic for previously installed spywares. Vulnerability protection, it will attempt to exploit known software vulnerabilities. URL filtering, you can actually classify and control web browsing based on website content. File blocking is like it will actually track and block file uploads and downloads based on file types and application. Wildfire analysis, it will forward unknown files and URLs to wildfire service. Okay, now this wildfire service, again, this is a service by Palo Alto which actually does an analysis on the malwares. Okay, this will be discussed further. I'll show you. Then is your data filtering. It will actually identify and block transfer specific data patterns found in network traffic. Okay, so let's say if I go over here.
With the antivirus, does this use any third-party softwares in it, or
No, you can see right
how
now
it
what
works?
it is actually using the Palo Alto defined. So whatever you do from the app ID database dynamic update, it will use that. So you can see over here, once you define the security, you can just click on the profile, then you can select profiles. Antivirus, I want to use default. Vulnerability, I want to use default. All I'm selecting default. Okay. So why I'm doing this, I'll show you the difference. So you can see. So this is the actually feature. If I just maximize this, so this is a profile feature. So whenever you see a profile over there in the security policy, that means it is scanning your applications also for threats, antivirus, anti-spyware, and everything. Clear, guys?
So far, we just need definition on each one.
Yes, I'll give you the definition or not. So let me actually go to the profile. My computer is acting weird today. Okay. Now let's go one by one. The first is your antivirus. Okay. Now antivirus security profile. It is actually, it will protect you against. I'll just writing down so that you can remember this. So antivirus security profile, it will protect against viruses, worms, trojans, along with your spyware downloads. Okay, so as we know, the Palo Alto network antivirus solution uses a stream-based malware prevention engine that inspects the traffic the moment the first packet is received to provide the protection for clients. Okay, without impacting the performance of the firewall. So this profile scans for a wide variety of malware in, like, your executable files, let's say PDF, HTML, JavaScripts. Okay, so the profile also enables scanning of decrypted content if decryption is enabled on the firewall. So you can see right now when I click on antivirus, there's a default profile already mentioned, that is also, it says what, predefined. Now it will actually, it will inspect all listed protocols, that is HTTP, SMTP, IMAP, POP3, FTP, SMP. Okay, you can actually go ahead and customize a profile to minimize antivirus inspection for traffic between most trusted security zones. So let's say in my topology, if I'm sending traffic from trust to DMZ, and I don't want this kind of intrusive scan or threat scanning, so I can actually create a custom profile over here, and I can define a minimal scan for the traffic. Clear, guys, on antivirus scanning, antivirus security profile?
Yes. How can we create the custom scan?
Just click on add at the bottom. You can just give a name, custom antivirus profile. Okay, and you can see over here decoders. All right, and if you want to keep any application from exemption, so you can define the exception part. Let's say I don't want Google, uh, let's say Hangouts chat to be exempted from the scan, so I can mention over here. Okay, virus exception also, thread ID you can search. Okay, now wildfire, I mean, you can see over here, SMTP, there are two kinds of action. One is action that your firewall will take, and one is the wildfire action. So over here you can say allow, drop. You can customize like this for these traffics. Clear?
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So next one is your anti-spyware security profile. So anti-spyware security profile, it blocks spywares or compromised hosts from trying to actually communicate with external command and control servers. So command and control servers, if you remember, I have shown you earlier, those are really used by the hackers. Okay, so your anti-spyware will actually block that kind of request. So you can apply various levels of protection between security zones. So you can see right now we have two over here defined, default and strict. Okay, clear, guys?
Can you come again on the anti-spyware? Just a quick summary.
Anti-spyware, actually it's the profile which blocks the spyware on compromised end users, PCs or hosts, from trying to communicate to your external command and control servers. So it will actually help you to detect malicious traffic leaving the network from infected clients. Okay,
Okay, that's fine.
thank you. So next one is your vulnerability protection. So this vulnerability protection, you can see again there are two predefined rules over here. Now what they do, vulnerability protection, actually it will just stop attempt to exploit system flaws or gain unauthorized access to systems over here. Okay, why your antivirus, or sorry, your anti-spyware profile identifies infected host as the traffic leaves the network, but vulnerability protection security, I mean, this profile, it will protect against threats entering the network. Okay, so this is for outgoing and vulnerability protection for entry. Clear, guys? Okay. Next is your URL filtering. Okay, Now, URL filtering security policy, it's this one determine web access and credential submissions permission for each URL category. So by default, site access for all users for so for all URL categories over here. You can see right now. So if I click on default, you can see the categories: abortion, okay, abuse drugs, it will block already. Adult content, it will block. Getting my point, guys? So these are the URL categories which are predefined in Palo Alto. Okay,
But
hacking.
we need license for all this, right?
Sorry.
We need license for all this, right?
You need license required for URL filtering. Yes.
Yeah, for the URL filtering. Okay.
Yes. Yes. You need license.
And this is for the incoming traffic,
Both.
or it's for the outgoing traffic.
It's actually for outgoing.
Okay.
Incoming is not available because you won't host any server which has a
All those things. Yep.
okay. You won't host a server which will have malware or adult content or porns or abuse drugs, right?
All yep.
No, no. If content is trying, if some content is getting, they want access from there to our resource.
Correct. So, but why they won't access? Are you hosting any kind of adult or abuse drug website?
Maybe it does. Yeah.
I need to check your computer now. Aditya, you getting my
Yeah,
point?
yeah, yeah, got it. And but we can do the same thing while creating the policies as well, right? Like in the yesterday when you showed the applications to block applications,
Correct.
we can use the same thing there as well.
Correct. You actually are blocking applications via security policy. But when you do a URL filtering, that means you just making sure that nobody is trying to gain access these websites from from inside to outside.
From inside, yeah.
Oh yeah, got it. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Now next is your file blocking. So you can see right now file blocking again. It will have two predefined profiles over here. It says basic file blocking and strict. So basic, you can see right now what are the file types I mentioned over here: 7z, batch, chm, class, sil, exe. All these are predefined. So it will actually block high risk file types, continue prompt encrypted files, log all other file types. Okay. Wildfire analysis, you can see over here. Wildfire analysis, it does what? It is actually there to send all the file types and all the traffic which is being generated to public cloud. That is the wildfire. So what exactly wildfire is, I'll show you that. Okay, data filtering and DOS protection I'll cover in some time. Let me actually show you one more thing, which is your, I'll forget about this. Now guys, you can see over here what is the there are two ways to define the profile. Either you, when you're creating a rule, you define the profile over here, or you can actually go and click on the rule like this. Okay, so when I'm doing this, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. So you can see the actions over here, right, on the security policy. Guys, can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Now when a packet is traveling through a firewall, they're inspected in two primary stages. Remember this: when a packet is traveling in my Palo Alto firewall, they're inspected in two stages. The first one is known as security policy stage, and the second is security profile stage. Okay, now why I'm saying this, because you can see right now in the security policy stage, the packet will be checked till here. Okay. Now, sorry, not till there actually.
So,
Till action.
oh, sorry, can you come again with that statement?
Which one?
The last statement that you made about
So,
filtering.
uh, you mean the
No, just the last
stages?
statement you made. Yeah,
So,
stages of
yeah, stage.
security policy and security. Yeah.
So one is your security policy stage, and second is your security profile stage. These are the two stages a packet in a firewall gets inspected. This is the
Okay.
packet inspection stage. So these two stages every packet goes through. So first is your security policy stage. Now it will be checked till here. Okay. Now in security policy state,
Mm-hmm.
the packet must meet all the criteria in a security policy rule to match the security policy defined. And if all the criteria matches, the security policy action is applied. Okay, whatever you define, allowed or denied, whatever it is. So if the security policy action is allowed, the packet is inspected by the security profile attached to the security policy rule. And if all the security profile criteria do not match, or the security policy action is other than allow, the packet is evaluated against the next security policy. I think it's confusing. Let me again repeat that. Now, guys, remember, I'm sorry. If the security policy action is allow over here, so the packet is inspected by what? My security profile. That is this one. Okay. Now, if all the security profile do not match, and the action over here is other than allow, that means either it is deny, drop, or whatever it is, the packet is evaluated against next security policy, and so on. Okay.
Okay, so what you're saying now is the security policy comes first. So security policy comes first when he's assessing the packet to pass through. Then if he's allowed, then the
Security
security
policy.
profile.
Yes, security policy first, then comes your security profile.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I go back to my security policy right now, you will see the actions over here. Now you will see deny, allow, drop, reset client, reset server, reset client and server. Sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Now, allow means what? It will permit the traffic. Okay. Deny means what? It will drop the application traffic. Clear? Sorry.
Yes.
Hold on, guys. Just give me a moment. Sorry guys. So action means, guys, so action over here, it means in a security profile means what? Allow means it will be allowing the traffic. Okay. And deny means it will block and use application deny action. Drop means it will drop the packet. Okay, now drop the application packet. Reset client means what? It will send the reset client connection for in case of your TCP. And what will happen in case of UDP? It will just drop it. Reset server also same. For TCP it will reset the server side connection, and for UDP it will drop the connection. And reset both client and server, that means what? For TCP it will reset the both client and server, and for UDP it will drop both the connections. Okay, guys, clear? Guys, clear?
Yeah, so far.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So similarly, you have the same kind of actions on your antivirus options also. You can see over here. You can see. Okay, this is a default one. Hold on. Let me create a custom. So you can see right now that says what? Default reset both. That means what, guys? Reset both client and server. So you can do allow, alert, drop, reset client, server both. So the default actions, these are defined. For any SMTP traffic, let's say for any HTTP traffic, you want to do a allow. So you can select allow over here, but you won't be able to click OK. Why? Because the name is not given. Okay, so once you give the name, you can put it. Here, guys, you can customize this actually, both your antivirus profile and security profiles. Now, coming back to URL filtering, now this one, actually, let's do file blocking. It's done.
And where can we see these alerts
Which alerts? Oh,
for any?
yeah. So you will see over here in the monitor section, it will show you that each IP, what it is getting allowed or denied as per the security policy or as per the security profile.
To see the traffic, you need a license for that, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I knew that we do that. I see the traffic at work, but I couldn't see it here.
Yeah, you need a license actually. Now there's something called as DOS protection over here. So
Uh,
DOS. Sorry.
Anupam, can we see the live traffic in the monitor section, or how is it?
It will show you the live traffic.
Okay.
Okay, so DOS protection is what, guys? Palo Alto software does not apply, does not only provide protection against security policy rule and security profiles. Only, it also provides you denial of service protection, which is based on analysis of packet headers to detect threats rather than signatures. So you can define, packet buffer protection like zone protection profiles, DOS protection profiles. Okay, so you can see like, yeah, these are the floods, SYN floods, resource protection. Okay, so this DOS protection is dependent on your SYN flood, CDP flood, and all that. So you can actually create a zone protection profile also. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So far, yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So what else? Log forwarding. You can actually define the log forwarding feature over here. Okay, so you can define where you want to forward the log to. Let's say if you have any monitoring software like SolarWinds or Nagios.
Splunk.
Uh, yeah, Splunk. Splunk is the best actually out there. Yeah, so you can define the SMP, SNMP criteria over here, SNMP profile you have defined. You can select the SNMP version. You can add the IP address of your server, and you can call it over here. So once you call your Palo Alto along with capturing the live traffic, it will also forward the logs to that particular log forwarding server. Okay, and then you have something called something. Okay, server profiles. So server profiles, actually you can come over here and define the SNMP trap. The same SNMP profile you saw over there, you can come over here. You can define a syslog, emails if you want, or radius, TACACS, LDAP. So you can integrate your different authentication servers over here. It's just that when in LDAP server profile, let's say after the LDAP server profile you define over here with the details that you get from the from your LDAP team. Uh, Once, I mean, after the LDAP profile is created, you have to define the group mapping. Okay. Now, how to uh, in the sense you have to click on I mean the name, the LDAP server, and the port. Obviously, give a profile name. I think it's not showing over here the group mappings. So once you select the LDAP, we can come back and define the authentication profile over here. Okay, so not much today, guys. This is just introduction to different application level security. So you go through
Okay.
this theory, and from Monday, I think we will start with the next topic, which is about your high availability, that is HA. All right.